Hello and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow. I'm Thomas and today you join me with this, the all-new Toyota CHR Plus, an all-electric crossover. And in this video I'm going to give a walk-around tour of the vehicle, show you it's like an interior before taking it out on the road for a test drive. And I want to say a special thanks to Vertu Toyota Glasgow for loaning me this car for today's video. It's rather exciting to bring you such a fresh model here on the channel. Now, without further ado, let's crack on with the video. Now, the exterior styling of the car is a departure from what we've seen on the hybrid CHR. What you see here, we've got this slim headlight design. Overall proportions look a bit more of that hammerhead design that we've seen with the new facelifted BZ4X, Toyota Prius, and some of the other lineup. It looks much more modern, fresh, a bit more angular. You've got your main bulbs and headlights down below here, and then this becomes your indicator. This particular car is a mid-trim design model. There is an Icon, which is around £32,500. This design trim's about £35,500. At the top of the range is your XL, which is about £39,500. This car is wearing a rather gorgeous pearl white paint, which is about £950 option. It looks rather close to what I've seen in the Lexus paint, so that is a really nice premium feel to this electric SUV. All CHR Pluses are front-wheel drive, at least at the moment. And you can tell, depending on what trim level you are, this one is riding on the 18-inch alloy wheels. Now, there are two battery packs available. The base model, you're looking around 57, and then you're 77 for the XL and design trim. And then the XL has slightly larger alloy wheels, so the range is about 348 miles with that, whereas about 370 miles with the XL trim on the 18-inch alloy wheels. So depending on what you're looking for in terms of mileage, range, or aesthetics, there should be a CHR Plus trim to suit your needs. If you want a smaller range, cheaper option, you want the mid-range with maximum actual range in terms of usability, or the top of the range XL with the kind of appearance package and the larger 20-inch wheels and all the goodies that gives you, there should be something there. So you just keep that in mind when you're looking at the CHR Plus. Now, this one may be the mid-trim, but it is wearing a £950 paint, which is rather nice. It's like a pearly white paint, so that brings the car just over £36,500 roughly as priced, as you can see here today. So the CHR Plus is exclusively front wheel drive, at least at the moment here in the UK. Your charging flap is on the front fender or front wing, and then you've got your Type 2 CCS charger here as well, so you can home charge it or rapid charge it up to 150 kilowatts. They do claim 0 to 100% on 11 kilowatts in about 7 hours, and it's about 28 minutes from 10 to 80% if you can find a rapid charger fast enough for that rate. So that's kind of the two main figures to go for. As I said, you're going to get about 370 odd miles of range as equipped, so it's a good amount of range with this vehicle, and I was rather impressed with that figure when I found that out. Now, out with that, we do have some black cladding going around the arches there. Same for the bottom of the vehicle to show you the mirrors. We've got black gloss mirrors on the design trim here, and then this one does have keyless entry, so you've got little buttons there to show you keyless entry, black plastic there. Continuing the CHR design language on the rear, we do have that kind of coupified look. So where your door handles are going to be up here, we've seen that in the original CHR, and they've brought that design language here. And it's got that coupified design on the rear. No rear wiper, so aerodynamics are going to have to take their place at motorway speeds to clear that back window. It is worth mentioning the car's about 4.5 metres in length, about 1.87 metres in width and 1.59 metres in height. And the kerb weight for the CHR Plus is around 1910 kilos to 1985, depending on which battery pack you go for, and they can tow 750 kilos with a braked trailer. Alright, so on the rear you can see we've got no rear wiper, but we do have a tail light expanding across the full width of the car. A rather small Toyota badge here with Toyota CHR spelled out, as well as BEV to remind you this is a battery electric vehicle. This is all grey plastic down below, which is going to probably be ideal if it gets scuffed or something. It's not going to have to be expensive paintwork to get fixed. We do have parking sensors, your rear view camera up here, electronic tailgate which you can touch under here or push the button in the fob. It gives you about 416 litres of boot space. This trim as well as XL have the power tailgate. And then the bottom is lined with the kind of fuzzy stuff, movable floor, a little bit of storage underneath for like your tyre inflating kit and things like that. And there is a vehicle to load as well. So on the right hand side, you do have the capacity to go in and then plug in a 3-pin item, such as there. And we've got 40, 60 folding seats there and a hard parcel shelf. Sometimes people ask about that. But that is the boot space inside the CHR Plus. And we'll go ahead and close that up with the electronic tailgate. And voila, we can see the coupified electric SUV. So go ahead and jump inside the back of the CHR Plus. Relatively flat floor, so there should be room for three. I'm 5'11", so headroom's actually alright because the seat's a little bit at an angle, so it looks coupified. I do have enough headroom. Knee room's decent. Foot room, I can just get my feet underneath there. 2 mat pockets. We do have USB-C chargers as well as climate vents there. Cup holders in the centre as well as an armrest. Child seat isofix points on the outer seat. And we do have a cloth material with the fake leather in the centre. Again, you get a slightly different interior trim depending what trim level you go for. I'll sit in the middle for the purpose of today's video. Now, I'm a little bit perched, however, it's actually not terrible. My headroom, I've still got enough room to put a couple of fingers above there. Knee room's not all bad, and then I can kind of put my feet akimbo or just side by side if I want to get free abreast. So probably ideal for 2 frequently, but if you need 3 at a pinch, you're going to be fine. It's relatively spacious in here. I wasn't expecting it to be as spacious, but yeah, if you need a little bit more room, BZ4X is for you. As it is, legroom and knee room's not too bad. I am 5'11". If you're over 6 foot with a 6 foot driver, you might struggle, but if you're carrying children or teenagers, this is probably going to be all right for yourself. And as I mentioned, the seats do fold if you pull that lever there, like so. You get a relatively flat space there, and then you can pull them back up like that. But yeah, overall pretty impressed with the space back here. Now you join me inside the cabin of the CHR Plus. This does have a totally different interior design language to the combustion version of the CHR. It's very much reminiscent of the current Prius as well as the BZ4X. So we've got your driver display further away and raised a little bit, so it's almost acting like a heads-up display, but it's your main display. It's a bit more in line of vision. We do have reach and rake adjustment in the steering wheel, which is important, as well as the seat has, this particular model being the design, we do have mechanical levers to pull things forward and back and get myself pumped up if I want a little bit more room. I am 5'11", so headroom's pretty good up here. Knee room, I've got myself pretty comfortable. I like the fact we've got some buttons as well, some buttons on the steering wheel for your cruise control. We can control that little screen. Foot in the brake, the screen comes to life and you can control the left hand side for that, voice commands, volume control. Right hand side's where all your cruise control, and you've got adaptive cruise control. Little paddles so you can change the regen strength as well if you want it from minimum to maximum. I am seeing, with 25 miles on the odometer, 92% and 312 miles of range here. But yeah, it's a pretty good system, the Toyota one. Once you get used to it, and maybe after like 10 minutes of driving, you're able to go ahead and jump around. I'm averaging around 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour today, but I have been stop-start driving, jumping in and out, taking photos and things like that. We do have this touchscreen in the centre. At the top, like other Toyota products, tap that little 60 button with the speaker on it. That mutes the speed warning bings and bongs, especially when you're jumping out of car parks and things like that, just eliminates it. Heated seats and heated steering wheel. In this particular mid-trim model, you can have it in auto mode. This screen here is similar to what we've seen in other Toyota Lexus products. It's pretty fast responsive. You can connect your phone up and all that good stuff if you want to pair your music. 2 wireless phone chargers there. We do have climate, which is at the bottom of the screen here, and it's always there, which is quite nice. It doesn't disappear. And within these little knobs, you can change the temperature, and they kind of rotate round and you can see your knobs there. I just hit off this in electric cars just to save the kind of battery on it. We do have a weird, wonderful texturized dash. My mum wasn't a fan of it, but I don't mind it. It's got little like lines and striations through it. She thought it was looking like faux wood. I just thought it just looks like a printed bit of material. And then we've got like a durable, soft touch-ish bit of plastic going across there. There is no glove box in this car, which is a bit interesting, but we do have a floating console, which I have kept some biscuits in that for the car garage, but underneath there is power outlets, USB-C and all that good stuff if you wanted to put some items that would be in the glove box underneath there. This is where your gear selector is. It is automatic only being electric, as well as your eco mode, snow, park and brake, the hold button as well. Push down, twist left, parking camera comes up, indent P for park, push to the right for drive. 2 cup holders, room for my biscuits. And then we have a dual hinged armrest here, which is very Lexus. It does come with a little tray in the inside as well, so you've got 2 levels to it as well for a little bit more storage, so it does go quite deep. The interior of this one, does have the cloth with the leatherette on the outside. Again, that's part of this trim level. If you go for a different trim, you get a slightly different interior material. But yeah, overall up here, it's pretty much got what you want. You've got electric mirrors here, you can fold them in. It's got the blind spot in there, adaptive cruise control, electric windows all round, decent door bins, wireless phone chargers, heated seats. Yes, the XL adds things, but I think this is going to be the most popular model with people, especially at that price point in the mid £35,000 range. Keyless start, physical stalks for wipers and that. It's not a steep learning curve to go ahead and jump inside something like this, and it's a nice ride height just jumping inside. But let's get the car out on the road for a test drive. Alright, you join me behind the driver's seat of the CHR Plus, down to right for drive, and we're off. Now, I've not driven an electric Toyota in a while, a good few years, and Toyota have been a little bit slow in coming to the UK with electric models. This year we have the Urban Cruiser and we have the new BZ4X as well as the CHR Plus. There's a couple more options to choose from now, and I think more and more people are looking to move to the electric models as well as hybrid, because Toyota have been known for hybrids for about 25 years plus now. So, what's it like out on the road? Well, it's smooth, linear performance that you expect from an electric car. The ride is rather excellent inside the CHR Plus. I would say this in comparison to some of its rivals in this class. It feels well planted and smooth, which is what you expect, some sort of refinement, I guess, at this price point. 26 plate S-Class there. But yeah, this car, it just handles, even though it's front wheel drive, better than some of the other front wheel drive compact to mid-size electric crossovers that are available in the market. I do like the fact we've got decent range, visibility out front isn't too bad. Round the rear, it's a little bit of a blind spot looking over your shoulder for the kind of C-pillar area. We do have the reverse camera, which will help with parking as well as the sensors. Somebody's up on the pavement there. But acceleration is brisk. Like, I'm on regular mode, we can jump that between eco mode, and it's still pretty impressive. And then you've got the little buttons behind the steering wheel which help change your regen strength. So I have been driving with the regen pretty much either 3/4 or full. I quite like strong regen. It's not quite one pedal driving, especially like when you're going downhill. I've noticed that you have to actually use the brakes, unlike some of the electric cars that really pulls you in. But out with that, like, it is pretty strong regen for flat surfaces, and if you want to maximise your range, and especially urban driving. It does have adaptive cruise control, which is rather nice. Again, some other manufacturers charge you hundreds of pounds for a feature like that. Toyota give you it with their advanced suite of safety systems, which include things like your blind spot mirrors, which I rather enjoy. I think that's a really good feature. I'm less keen on the driver alert system one, because you could be looking over touching a touchscreen, but that's not unique to this Toyota. That is just across the board. We've got the shortcut key button to mute out speed warning, we touched on earlier on, which is great, and we've got physical buttons, so even after driving this car for a couple of hours, I know quite quickly like where things are for window switches or climate or whatever I want to play around with. I can just turn on like cruise control on that at a touch of a button without things being through menus. Even things like your wipers and lights are on stocks. Some cars these days are putting them into screens. So if you're looking for a more conventional car setup, but you want to get in and be able to go, or you're looking for a more familiar layout, especially if you're coming maybe from another Toyota product, you can just jump into this, and it happens to be electric. It doesn't have to be a big steep learning curve. It's not trying to wazzle dazzle you with a whole bunch of like a huge dominating screen and flashing lights. It's got a little bit more restraint to it, and it does feel well built and solid. Worth mentioning that Toyota do offer that 100,000 mile 10-year warranty. That includes their electric products, so that again is worth mentioning. After the initial warranties ran out, or the first couple of years, you just take it and top it up to the 10 years by taking it to a Toyota dealership to get it serviced, and it's service activated each year. So that is worth mentioning, because they're known for that in the UK, and some people might want to buy that for longevity. But in 2026, pick up your CHR Plus and it'll be covered until 2036. So that is a nice wee bonus. But back to the car, it is in a competitive segment. Compact to mid-size crossovers are all the rage. Not all of them are coupified like this. The ones that are coupified are a bit more like your Cupra Taviscan, the Ford Capri come to mind, but both of them are a little bit larger. I do have similar range. This is a little bit more compact than those cars, but it's also a good chunk less money than both those models as well, at least at list price at the moment. So if you are looking for a coupified SUV and it's got enough room for family, adults in the back, something that's familiar, easy to drive, good rides, feels quality, and a decent enough range, you know. I have been driving around. I've driven about 6 miles today and I have not lost any of that percentage on the mileage there. It's quite impressive. And at lower speeds, you know, I've got the high regen, so just absorbing the energy back in as it can and help topping up the battery. It's perfectly nice, you know, you just feel at home in one of these kind of cars. It feels well built. It just feels like solid and a bit of more traditional car manufacturing behind it. It feels more car-based than some cars feel more like tech-based first. This feels more like traditional car, which I guess you'd expect from a legacy manufacturer like Toyota. So I just want to say a special thanks to Vertu Toyota Glasgow in Darnley for loaning me the CHR Plus for today's video. Make sure to go and check them out for your Toyota needs. And what did you think of the new CHR Plus? Comment below, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next video. Ciao.